I'm reminded of this classic clip from a Washington, D.C. Pride rally in 22 where journalist Savannah Hernandez asked people how they identify.
I am genderqueer, transmasc, and queer.
What's transmasc?
Transmasc is like people under the non-binary umbrella identifying like or presenting masc.
Masculine?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm trans and my sexuality is unlabeled. I use he, him pronouns.
Yeah, and I use he, they pronouns.
Tell us what you guys identify as. We're asking everyone here today.
Gay. Cis. What is it? Cisgender male. There we go.
I don't know. Gender neutral or gender fluid. I think that's what they said. I don't know. I'm confused.
Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, YAHAWAHSHI'S, Rakah, that belongs to the apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And I could definitely say I miss simpler times, despite this hell that we live in. But everything is necessary. But you can see the confusion here, where none of this stuff makes sense. Even this woman here says she's confused, and she's trying to partake in all this stuff. The other guy before that was saying he was gay. He was like, what is it? Yeah, that. Then I'm like, so all these people that want to be all these things that don't even, they don't even know what the hell they want to be. That's a problem. That goes to show you that this place is nothing but confusion. That this place really needs to go. And I think I went into another. I think I did some video on this before. I think probably similar to this. And I'm like, this is what happens when you have freedom. When you go into the word freedom and liberty, it means to basically whore around, which I might go into the definition later on possibly. But just to go a little bit further, because I heard transmasc, which is probably the first time I ever heard that. But it says transmasc, which is basically transmasculine, is a term to describe people who were assigned female at birth, but whose gender identity or expression is masculine. Now, I know, for example, that we say that a woman acts masculine and all this other stuff. But, and I'm going to go into the definition of it. So before I go any further, I'm going to keep reading. Or partially masculine, but not necessarily male. It says, oh yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, when you go into that word masculine, it says, having qualities or an appearance traditionally associated with men or boys. Which goes to show you that the only gender that can be masculine are males. Now, we say these women be acting masculine, but notice the key words. Acting masculine. Doesn't mean they are. Only men can be masculine. Why? Because we got testosterone. Or at least high amounts of testosterone, whereas women only has a small amount of testosterone and more estrogen. You see, that does not make us equal, either in any way or shape or form. Oh, men to men is not even equal. So I don't know what they coming up with this BS and talking about all this other extra stuff. But this goes to show you that when things are more simpler, you can get more out of it. With stuff like this, you ain't getting nothing out of it. This is just pure madness. When you try to equate certain things or try to have all these 50 different genders or identities, and they can't even pick one. They got to have 3 separate ones, 15 separate ones. When it was just simple, man, woman, that's it. But of course, as I read into some of this ain't nothing new. So I'm going to get to scripture real quick. This is Revelation 17:5. It says, and upon her forehead was written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And that's this place. You see all sorts of stuff happening here. Any new trend that comes out is always here. At least for the most part, as far as I've seen. But when it comes to our people, we come up with all the crazy stuff. Esau feeds it to us and then goes worldwide. The whole flame being pretty much public to everybody started here. Then they started going to Russia, China, and all these other different places. And it got so bad to the point these other countries had to be like, no, we're not accepting this. We need, at first it was fine, but now it's becoming out of hand. And we see how it is here. It has gotten way out of hand. And of course, and I say it time and time again, we need these things to happen because it's prophecy. This goes to show you that no matter how many people want to try to place Babylon in some other area, no, we're seeing all this stuff happening here. All the craziness, all the madness, these are all repeats of what happened in Rome, Egypt, Assyria, you name it. It's all wrapped into one here. So I wanted to go into that word harlot. It says, and we all should know this, but it says a person who has sex with someone in exchange for money, prostitute. And that's what these people are done because, as I mentioned, going into that word freedom, which means basically liberty to do anything you want sexually, as it was stated in that in the dictionary. And this is what you see on a higher level. These are people that's sexually doing things, whether it's with sex or without sex. It is still sexually perverted out here because guess what? Through the attire, the mindset, this whole mindset of being whatever you want to be, that's a sexual perversion. And then to make matters worse, people like to say, "Yo, the sex don't matter," but that's what this place has always been about. And you see it. They have their own quote unquote Pride Month, where, and I've seen pictures time and time again where there's a bunch of people literally out here naked. That tells you something. But they always advocate sex, and you could be this sex, you could be that sex, this gender, that gender, whatever you could be identified. At this point, Esau should be identified as a basement because he's a low man. All these stuff Esau has to pay for all this stuff, but that's why through the Spirit of the Heavenly Father we wait patiently, which means long suffering, and we're suffering just even seeing this madness on a constant level, every day to day basis, and we know it's going to get worse out here. We're just waiting for that dollar to drop like it's no tomorrow, right? Because all this freedom stuff ain't doing these people no good. They just out here marching, trying to get all of these rights, and these rights are only temporary. They don't mean nothing to them. I mean, to anybody. So it is how it is. All right, so I'm gonna get Isaiah 44:9. It says, "They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit." Right? And this whole thing, and I'm pretty much going to a little bit, but this whole thing is all nothing but graven images. Basically, we're just living it and seeing them. These people are the representations of these graven images. Even how we live is a representation of these graven images. That's not for the truth, I mean. But it says, but it's all vanity, right? Because that's all it is. You see these people, they got to have their own pride, or at least their own month for pride of being this obnoxious thing, this disgusting things they want to be, right? It says, "And their delectable things shall not profit," and it's really not. All it did is just make everybody hate them even more. And on top of that, they just I think about a couple of days ago, even some weeks ago, I've been seeing reports about them getting killed off anyways. So it ain't profiting nothing. And of course, killings in Babylon is on a daily, so it doesn't matter. But you're seeing them getting attacked now. It says, and they are their own witnesses. They see not, nor know, that they may be ashamed. And you see that, and the fact that they gotta have all this stuff to them, that goes to show you it's a shame. But they in their minds, they should feel accepted no matter what they do and all this other stuff. That goes to show you that there's a problem, right? Now, back up to the graven images part. I went into looking up transgender God, which, off the top of my mind, I automatically knew Loki, because all this mythology book BS. We know that these people, these Greeks, or all these gods that these people like to make up, was off some wicked stuff, right? So automatically knew Loki was one of them. Then I found out they have one called Samba, the son of Krishna in Hindu mythology, because mythology is just myths. But these people, these guys, when you look them up, these was actual people doing some heinous stuff, right? It says Samba dresses in women's clothing to trick people and seduce women. God of Sikhi, according to Sikhi, God is genderless and not bound to any physical form. You see the madness here? You see how this still sounds like how this is today? It says the celestial creator deity of the Dahomey religion is Mau Lisa, formed by a merger of the twin brother and sister gods Lisa, the moon, and Mawa, the sun. In combined form, they presented as intersex or transgender with changing genders. Need I go on more with this? It's just nothing but madness. So this goes to show you that this whole transgender thing, whatever it is nothing new. Everything repeats under the sun. All it is just how it is. Because you have these transformers back then that just wanted to. You had men that wanted to dress up as women, and all this other stuff. So this was not new. Like I said, you have Rome. A lot of places, a lot of things going on there. Egypt was another one. This is just repeating history. So as history repeats, as every empire was born, every empire was destroyed. Same thing is going to happen with this. So this is 2 Peter 3:10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night." So I can give me a second. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Now, that's, as we know, is the destruction of this place. And it doesn't necessarily mean the Lord's going to come in the night. That just means he will come as a thief in the night, which means he could come in the daytime. It doesn't matter. We don't know when the Lord is going to come, but we know he's going to come when it's ready, when he's ready. So, but the destruction of this place is going to be great, and it's going to be with great noise. It says even the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Not talking about actual earth, but pretty much the destruction of this place. Because guess what? It's on solid ground. And all these other empires that's far as all these other countries that's basically ruling their land, that's all over the earth. They're going to come down too. That's what it means by it says that they're in the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. That's Russia, China, and all these other places. They're all going to fall too. Because this place is stacked like a domino. And who's on top? This place. And guess what? All the rest of these pieces are going to crumble with this place. Alright? So, Lord willing, this is a little edifying. And with that, Shalom.